Hey everybody, if you're returning and you've been here before, thank you for coming back and checking me out again. If you're new here, welcome. Go check everything else I've got to offer. I've got some more stuff out there, some older GoPro footage from my races, and some more race recap videos and a few other things. So on to Memorial Day race weekend 2016. Just want to start off saying, everybody, I'm not going to go off talking about it because we've all learned about Memorial Day and what it's about all of our life. Just remember that this weekend as you're barbecuing or whatever. In my case, I've got to work tomorrow. But, just remember what that's about. And that's the reason we can do the things that we do on the weekends and sit here and enjoy, watching YouTube videos and chit-chatting about race cars. Anyway, moving on. So, race number 3 for me this year. Pretty good, pretty uneventful weekend. Practice, just car felt really good in practice. I didn't change a thing. I just double checked the tire pressures and went out for the heat race. Started 6th in the heat race and was up to 3rd and got hit by another car and ended up flattening a tire and just a few more cosmetic things on the car. It's starting to show its battle wounds pretty good. But yeah, it was an unintentional deal. It was a racing deal. Newer driver, run in too deep, and it didn't stick like he thought it would, and it's just one of those things that happen. I was hot-headed about it, of course, as anybody would be. You don't ever want to tear your car up, especially not in a heat race or practice. But this was in a heat race, and you still don't want to tear your car up then, even though you are racing for a starting spot. But it was unintentional. Guy come up, apologized. Actually, there was a couple people with him come over. Hey, he didn't mean to do it. It was, that's fine. We're cool. It's one of those things that happens. It's racing. No hard feelings. I just hope my hot-headed and my temper didn't show my rump too much for everybody. But if it did, that's just me. I'm sorry. I get hot-headed about this stuff sometimes. But anyway, moving on past that. That was the only real incident that I had of the night. Everything else was smooth sailing for the most part. Started 10th in the main. Got hung up behind some cars for a little while. Felt like every car in the field passed me at least once when I was hung back there. Couldn't really move anywhere. I could have forced the issue a whole bunch of times and made some moves that people probably wouldn't have really liked, but I didn't. I don't like having to do body work and put stuff back together because I've made a bad decision or somebody else has made a bad decision. We get these things roughed up enough, just close, hard racing. And so, I could have forced the issue a couple times and actually, had a couple people there tonight come up and compliment me. And, hey, I had every opportunity in the world to be a dirty driver. But, hey, that's not me. I don't like getting drove that way. So, why am I going to drive anybody else that way? But on the same token, somebody feels the need to run over me and drive me dirty intentionally, you're probably going to get it right back tenfold. Just because I don't tolerate that. I don't do it on purpose to anybody else. I don't expect it to be done to me. But let me get off of that before I get started and get to ranting there. They had a little stack up of some of the front running cars as I was coming through the field. They got stacked up in 3 and 4. It was pretty much one guy got turned around. There's a bunch of people got turned around trying to avoid it. But the rules at our track is if whether you're the cause of the caution or not, if your wheels stop rolling on the racetrack, if you stop for any reason, you go to the back. So they sent a bunch of cars to the rear of the field. Due to that, made up a bunch of positions there. Man, I don't want to start naming names because everybody up through there I had some good hard racing with, but there for a good continuous, I can't remember how many laps it was because honestly I was driving too hard to pay attention to how many laps we run. Pretty well side by side here and there. It was just good hard close racing with Brandon in a 15 car. Cool to see him get some luck go his way and get a good run out of it. Because he's had some not so good luck this year and last year too. So that was kind of cool. That was great to get to race side by side with him. And I told him after the race Saturday night, but I'll tell him again if he's watching this, man, thank you. That was clean, fun, fast, hard racing, and I had an absolute blast doing that. So we we raced hard for second place, and by the time we got ourselves sorted out, the first place car was so far gone that we really couldn't. I didn't have time to catch him. I could visually tell I was closing the gap, but I ran out of laps. These 15 lap races, if you get held up back in the back of the field, starting where I did, and having to come through some stuff like that, it gives the lead cars a chance to get out front without a caution and more laps. There's just no way I could have caught him. I would have liked to have caught him and made a race out of that, but we'll try again next time. Drove the car on the trailer, so a lot of nights that's enough of to start in the back like I did and have to come through the field and still load the car on the trailer in one piece, running, driving. Now that counts as a win to me. Because it could have easily went the other way and had to load the car with a wrecker. Have been there before. So anyway, pretty well uneventful night. Just a lot of good, hard, clean racing. I want to thank everybody in the main. For the most part, everybody done a good job. There was some questionable moves at the first few laps of the race that were made when I was on further in the back. Because some of that's trying to win the race on the first lap, which, hey, caution laps don't count. You're never going to win the race on lap 1. That's just part of it. But everybody kept clean other than that one stack up that got there. And that stack up was just racing. It wasn't really anything. It wasn't nothing intentional on anybody's part. It was hard racing caused that. That's just the byproduct of it you get sometimes. But for, like I said, for me, other than the one incident in the heat race, which was unintentional, very uneventful night. Just good, hard, clean racing. Thank everybody for that. Had a ball. Because we don't do this to make money. We do this for the fun of it. And last night was worth all the preparation during the week of being able to get out there and race that hard and have that much fun with everybody. But anyway, I'm going to try to wrap this up because I've been yakking for going on 7 minutes now, and I know I'm not the best looking thing to look at, but keep a lookout for stuff I've got coming in the future. I put out a new video the other day, just kind of set me and Pop was changing a strut on my car, and I just kind of set the camera up and let it roll, so check that out. That was just me and him working on the car. I should have got some close-up stuff in there and some instructionals for people that don't know about how some of this stuff works on these cars, but hey, maybe one of these days I'll get into doing that. But anyway, thank you guys for watching, and see you next time.